First of all, that dog is a therapeutic dog.
Anybody who has a pit bull as a therapy dog has to be missing a few screws.
The dog saw us and immediately charged and took down our dog.
Now is the neighbor
Their dog was off leash and coming onto my property.
unleashing her imagination.
The plaintiff had my dog's leash in his hand and whipped at me.
You either lied to the police or you're lying today. Which one is it?
Judge Judy.
Just about a year ago, it is your claim that the defendant's dog bit your dog. The defendant's dog was out of her control at the time. You live across the street from each other?
No, we live probably a block away.
Have you seen her dog before?
I have not.
How long have you been living in your house?
I've been there for 13 years.
What kind of a dog is it?
It's a black lab.
How long have you been living in your house?
Almost 10 years.
And what kind of dog do you have?
It's a pit bull terrier mix.
How long have you had the dog?
5 years, Your Honor.
The date was March 30th
Yes,
of last year. You were walking your dog?
we were.
Is your dog on a leash?
It was on a leash, yes.
Were you on the same side of the street or the opposite side of the street from where the...
We were on the sidewalk on the same side of the street.
And that's about how far away? Is that a block away from your home or is half a block away?
We have a picture if you would
I would like to see.
like to see that.
I would.
We're the blue house, and her house is circled in red.
Thank you.
And the yellow line is the route we traveled.
Would you show this bird to Miss Kulbert? Is that a fair and accurate representation of where your house is? And I'm sure now you know where the plaintiff's house is.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Were you at home on that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where were you?
I was in the house, Your Honor.
And who was outside with your dog?
A friend of mine's son.
How old is that person?
8, Your Honor.
And what was the 8-year-old doing outside with your dog?
He was getting ready to take the dog out for a walk, and I was standing at the entryway, at the full open glassed entryway door.
So you were letting the 8-year-old take your dog out?
Yes, Your Honor.
The 8-year-old's name is?
I don't remember, Your Honor.
If you don't remember his name, then he probably hadn't taken your dog out before.
It was the 3rd time he had taken him out, Your Honor.
And you don't remember his name, first or last?
It's,
Has he been back to your house since?
no, Your Honor.
Do you know why?
Because of the incident, Your Honor.
Do you want to tell me what happened?
Well, we were taking a walk. I've got a picture of like where we saw the boy with the dog and where the dog attacked the first time and then the second time that same time. If you would like to look at it, it might be easier for you to see it if we can.
I will.
As we were walking up on the sidewalk, we were at her neighbor's driveway, at which time the boy holding the dog saw us and immediately charged. He dragged the small child through the yard and took down our dog for the first attack.
And that would be number 2 on the picture there. Number 1 is where the boy and the dog were, and number 2 is where the first attack happened in the neighbor's driveway of hers.
And then number 3?
So on number 2, the dog still had his leash and collar on, so I grabbed the leash, dropped my dog's leash so it can get away, and I held the dog up almost off the ground, and I felt like I was choking the dog, so I kind of slowly let it down, and Amy went towards with our dog, Libby, as she was running towards the house. And so I slowly let the dog down, and then the collar wasn't on properly, so it pulled out of the collar and just went straight after our dog again and tackled her like a football player and started attacking again.
And where was the little boy? Did you see?
He was in the front yard. I yelled at him. At the first attack, I yelled for him to go get his grown-up.
Was he dragged to the ground?
Yes, he was.
Yes, across the ground.
And when he hit the ground, the leash came out of his hands because he couldn't control the dog.
Where was his mother?
His mother was in Ohio.
Was he staying at your house?
Yes, I was watching him, Your Honor.
Are you related to his mother?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then explain that to me. The child was staying with you, living in your house.
No, he was not living at my house.
He was living at your house that day.
Yes,
He
Your Honor.
stayed over. His mother, according to you, was in another state, so he was with you. I'm just interested that you don't remember his name. Odd. Have you spoken to his mother in the last year?
I was not friends with his mother. I was friends with his father, Your Honor.
Where was his father?
His father was at work.
And were you and his father in a relationship, or were you babysitting for him?
I was babysitting for him.
Was he paying you? And what's his father's name?
Matt. And no, he wasn't paying me.
How many days had he spent with you?
Just the night before and that day.
How much were you being paid?
I was not being paid, Your Honor.